Hi everybody and welcome to Feasts from the Middle East. I took a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm back and raring to go. So in today's recipe I'll be showing you how to make Imgat3a. This is a traditional Libyan homemade pasta dish. It's usually made with jadid, and in English that's a lamb or beef jerky. Now for this recipe you will need 400 grams of plain flour, a teaspoon of salt, 1 chopped onion, beef jerky and its oil, a teaspoon of pepper and 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 200 milliliters of tomato passata, 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste and roundabout a jug of cold water. The first step is to add to a saucepan the oil from your beef jerky along with the chopped onion. Now you'll want to keep stirring this until the onion wilts. To this, you want to add your beef jerky and keep stirring until the onion turns a lovely golden brown colour. In the meantime, fill the kettle to the top and leave it to boil. Next, you want to add your pepper and chili powder and stir it in well. You'll then want to pour in your tomato passata and your tomato paste and stir all the ingredients in. Finally, add boiling water until the sauce reaches over half of the pot and leave on a high heat until the sauce starts to bubble away nicely. Once it's reached a boil, you want to lower the heat, pop the lid on and leave to cook away for around 45 minutes to an hour. Right, so whilst that's cooking away nicely, let's get cracking on the main event, the homemade pasta. So to your flour, add in the teaspoon of salt and mix it in well. You'll then need to slowly start adding in the cold water like so until you can form in your hand a dough ball. It's hard to give an exact measurement for this as each type of flour will need a different quantity of water. In this instance I used 700 milliliters of water, but I could have probably used a little less for a firmer dough, which is what we're looking for here. Once you are able to hold all the dough in one piece, you want to flour your work surface and start kneading the dough until you get a firm one. This will take quite a lot of elbow grease, so don't be afraid to keep working it. I worked on this dough for about 10 minutes before I was happy with it. You then want to split your dough into small dough balls like this. Now for the fun part. In order to create perfectly equal spaghetti style pasta, I use this pasta machine. It's an absolute lifesaver. It means you don't have to roll out the dough and cut the dough into spaghetti strips yourself. It's also just quite fun to use. I've popped a link to the one I have in the description box below. So first off, you want to take each of the dough balls and run it through the roller part of the machine. There are various settings, so you want to take it through the widest setting first and then take it through again at a much narrower setting so you get a lovely thin dough sheet like so. So once you've rolled out all of your dough sheets, you want to switch the machine to the pasta cutting option and run each sheet through the machine like so. I take a pair of kitchen scissors and cut every 10 centimeters or so that the pasta isn't too long and unmanageable. Each time you want to make sure you add some flour to the pasta so that it doesn't clump together. Keep going through the same process until you have run all the dough sheets through the machine. Now cover the pasta with a clean tea towel and leave it to set and dry out for at least 15 minutes. Once the pasta feels slightly firmer, you want to bring up the heat on your sauce again. Wait for the sauce to start to bubble away nicely. Now whilst the sauce is heating up, I run my pasta through a colander or a sieve to remove the excess flour. And then slowly start adding the pasta to the sauce, being careful not to stir in the first minute or so. Slowly start using a fork to push the pasta into the sauce. You need to keep an eye on the pasta here and make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the saucepan. It will need about 10 minutes to cook, but make sure you add water if you feel the sauce needs it. And there we have it. You'll want to serve your Imgat3a instantly, as it's definitely best as soon as it's cooked. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more content.